The PPP loans have run out, but the coronavirus risk has not, and business isn't exactly booming. So what are bars and restaurants in Texas to do? NBC News reporter Priscilla Thompson joining me now from Houston. And Priscilla, I know you spoke with several businesses there. What are they telling you about the situation that they're in?
Allison, they're facing a lot of really tough decisions today as coronavirus cases here continue to surge. Obviously, yesterday, the state recorded more than 10,000 positive cases. That is a new daily record, and we're still awaiting those numbers today to see what that is going to look like. But business owners here are debating whether to remain open or to close their doors. Right now, they're still allowed to operate at 50%. I spoke to one man who opened his restaurant a year ago today, invested all of his savings and retirement into this restaurant that he hoped to be able to pass down to his children, but he has closed his doors. He actually closed his doors a few weeks ago when this virus began to surge, and now he's not sure what he's going to do. And that is the decision that many restaurant owners are grappling with today. I spoke with the owner here at the Breakfast Club, and, you know, he told me he had a meeting yesterday about whether or not to remain open or to close. And I said, well, what would it mean for your business to close? And you know what? When I asked him that, he didn't talk about profitability. I want you to take a listen to what he told me. Listen in.
What does that mean for business? It means that I have a healthy staff who are free from the possibility of contracting from interacting with guests. It means that I get to go home to my 70-plus-year-old mother and not be concerned about taking the virus home to her. It means that I get to go home to my diabetic daughter and make sure that I'm not taking it home to her. It means that these people that come in are free from the possibility of contraction through interaction.
And those are the kinds of questions and issues that restaurant and business owners here are thinking through. And the one thing that all of them echo to me is that they would like to hear more guidance from the government about what they should do, how they should be handling that, and whether more relief is on the way, Allison.
Yeah, let's talk about relief aid for a minute. What do business owners there need from both the state and the federal government?
Well, the majority of the business owners that I've spoken to, and I would argue across the country, are hoping that when Congress is back in session, they'll pass this Restaurants Act, and that would allocate around $120 billion in funding specifically for restaurants, and restaurants that bring in less than $1.5 million per year in revenue. And so we're talking about some of these smaller businesses would have access to some of this funding, and that funding would really be able to carry these businesses for a longer period of time, honestly, a time period that it's more likely this coronavirus will be continuing to have an impact, and it's going to allow them to pay their rent, keep their waiters and their staff on board, and also continue to implement safety measures that are going to be needed for those businesses to survive this pandemic. And so the bill was introduced in Congress last month. It does have bipartisan support, but to be honest, the restaurant owners I spoke to were not entirely confident that this was going to pass. They hope, obviously, that it will pass, but they're just not sure if that will actually happen or not. And most of them told me they don't know what they'll do if it doesn't.
The problem is, I think that right now, this surge has everybody concerned, so it's very difficult to get any business. Really, pessimistically, if we don't have some kind of dramatic help right now, we'll have to close the business.
And so you hear it there. This surge that we're seeing in Texas is on everyone's mind. It's hurting business for some restaurant owners. And they're really just trying to figure out what they're going to do. The owner that you actually just spoke with, or heard from, told me that he is paying his staff for at least the next week. Right now, he's paying them out of his own savings, but he's not sure what he's going to do after that, but he needs to make a decision here in the next couple of weeks, Allison.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.